Hey folks, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more Age of Wonders 4! We are back today because a new DLC has been released, and it is called Primal Fury, which adds a plethora of new and vaguely prehistoric content into the game. Of course, a very big thank you to Paradox Interactive for sponsoring today's video and getting me early access so I can show this off for you guys. It's very much appreciated. You guys can find a link in the description if you want to learn more, but otherwise, let's go ahead and jump directly into the new content. Now, one thing I want to point out that I usually wouldn't bother with, we've actually got a new map, and this one deserves some special attention. It is called the Stormwreathed Isles, and it's got some unique modifiers we've never seen before. We've got the hostile seas, which basically makes the ocean very dangerous to cross, and also Primal Dispute. This world is going to have two Godir already in position and fighting each other, bringing conflict to this realm. In addition, we of course do have two new physical forms for our races. We have the Goatmen, which are goat people, and we have the Lupine, which are wolf people. Now at this point I do just have to say, Triumph Studios, you guys knew what you were doing, right? I mean, you introduced a wolf form into the game and you called your DLC Primal Fury. It sounds suspiciously like Primal Fury. There's no escaping it. Anyway, these forms are actually pretty cool. So the wolves move faster than anyone else and also really like to fight as a pack, which makes perfect sense. The goats, on the other hand, are very hardy folk. They have extra hit points and some defense, and a special new ability called Herbivore, where they can eat some of the plants during battle in order to heal themselves or gain some additional buffs. We're gonna try playing with the goats. I think that sounds kind of fun. Of course, there's also a new culture that has been introduced into the game, and that is the primal culture. Animists, tribals, strange, slightly prehistoric folks worshipping one of 7 different spirit animals that will guide their civilization. And every one of these is going to be associated with some different affinities. We've got crocodile, crow, mammoth, saber-toothed serpent, spider, and wolf. And each of these does start off in different terrains, as well as grant different bonuses to their nation. So there's actually going to be a lot of variation, even within the primal civilizations. I'm going to try playing with the Mire crocodile. I don't exactly know how goats working with crocodiles works in a swamp, but I think starting off in a swamp sounds like fun. Let's make these guys into talented collectors, and maybe we try out the Hermit Kingdom. You know? What are you doing in my swamp? I'll just go ahead and pick up the Tome of Beasts as my starting tome. It seems kind of appropriate. And the goats actually have some pretty cool appearances associated with them too, by the way. Just gotta say, these guys look awesome with their new outfits. Including a crocodile skin cape? Oh, that's a nice touch. I shall name this the Supreme Shaman, Ravian Bog Seeker of the Mire Goatmen. Let's begin. Oh, right off the bat, I'm just gonna say, with our Primal City, I see that we have a crocodile head at the top. That's kinda cool. I bet you that's different for each of the different spirit beasts. And one other cool feature here, normally you would start off with 2 spells from your tome, but with the Primal Culture, we actually have some different starting spells based on our spirit animal. In this case, Ancestral Harmony, which can grant temporary hit points, and also, if Fury of the Mire Crocodile is active, heal twice that amount. I imagine each of the different spirit beasts gets something different. Oh, and what is this I see over here? We've got the Mire Crocodile Den. When annexed, we gain some stability, and also unlock the Mire Crocodile Temple. Interesting. I wonder what that does. Let's go ahead and immediately start boosting up some food so we can expand our borders. I do see we have a different kind of city structure. The Woodcarver's Workshop, which gets me production and food. Interesting. So my hero's already leveled up, but this is a great opportunity to talk about some new stuff we haven't seen before. Leadership Clash. You might be wondering what this is. Well, there is a new change to how heroes work in this game. They are no longer tied to your city cap. Instead, over time, you're able to get new heroes as you play through the game. But they really don't like being in the same army together. If you do that and have more than one hero in the same army, you lose morale and experience gain. So that's important to know. Also, we have the Mire Crocodile's Boon. As we fight, we get the Rising Fury. When this stacks up, we get Fury of the Mire Crocodile and do extra damage and inflict diseases. Nice. So focusing on units that are able to do more than one attack in a turn actually would be very strong for us. And we've already got our first quest, because every different spirit animal for the primal culture has its own quest line. In this case, it looks like I actually need to go to that exact den I found earlier. When we arrive at the Mire Crocodile Den, the visage of the crocodile that lured us here has disappeared. Something lies in wait. We recall ancient legends that promise formidable boons to the most ardent torchbearers of Deep Maw. Claim the territory, get a temple. What's this going to do? It looks like it gives us extra mana, and also we can start altering terrain. Wow. Well, I guess I don't see any reason not to just go ahead and annex it immediately. Let's go ahead and get ourselves our first forester down there, which not only boosts up our storehouse, but also boosts up the woodcarver's workshop. Ooh. Normally you have to get yourself a farm in order to boost up a production building. This works out nicely. And the temple itself is going to take 5 turns, 50 gold. Yeah, this isn't so bad. Okay. Now, another thing to point out as we continue with our research, it looks like more of these primal spells get interjected despite whatever tome I've picked. So we have Crocodile Primal Communion. Grant non-cultural units the Mire Crocodile Boon Swamp Walk and immunity to disease, which is something all my goats already have. So we actually can do minor race transformations with this. We found a brigand camp I have to deal with already. Well, that's no fun, but alright, we can figure that out. Am I actually placed on an island, by the way? That'd be very convenient if so, because playing as a hermit kingdom does give me some bonuses for almost all of my production, as long as my city isn't connected to any other cities. So if no one's around, that'd be great. I can just stay on my swamp island. Whoop, okay, I spoke too soon. A claimed province has been captured by somebody. Tiana Greyblood. Who the heck are you? I'm guessing it's got something to do with these borders over here. Okay. Well, we're still separated by water, but someone's nearby. And it looks like another hero is offering to join us. Notice we still have 3 city cap, but yeah, I can get myself a second hero. Oh, what would you want to get? Maybe this goat right here. I don't know. Notice, by the way, you can increase your hero cap if you are willing to spend a bunch of Imperium. I don't need to worry about that right now, but it's kind of cool to note. What is this, by the way? A blowgun? That seems like a new weapon. Also, we can ride a crocodile. Yeah. Oh, and now we're going to get called into the Primal Dispute. There it is. All right, a unique special quest. Defeat or form an alliance with Serena and Nemu, the different Godir that are currently fighting. So do we pick a side here, or do we say, nah, we just kind of pick no side and make everyone angry at me? Ooh, that's a bit risky, but you know what? I think I'm just going to let nature take its course. That's especially useful to me because it looks like Serena's trying to set up an outpost over here, and I'm not going to let her do that. I'm a hermit kingdom. I don't let anyone else exist on my island. What are you doing in my swamp? Get out! So now we have our temple built up in the city. Out of curiosity, is it a spell that I need to cast? No, it doesn't look like it. So I'm assuming then that this entire island will literally just start passively turning into a swamp. That's actually pretty good. I can imagine if I were playing as, let's say, one of the factions that lives on Ash or Desert, something inhospitable to other civilizations that aren't designed for it, terraforming the world around them just makes like that much less attractive for an opponent to take. Because what are they going to do with it? They can't live in the Ashlands or in a glacier, but you can. Alright, weird little pixie lady. She decided to set up that outpost. I'm declaring a justified war upon you. Hopefully this doesn't end up being a really bad decision. Now, the tutorial just popped up for something kind of cool that I want to show off. This is something new called bounties. So you can actually create bounties on various different targets and encourage other players to attack someone for you. It could be a city, for example, or maybe taking down another character, or maybe you feel like hunting down a bounty on your own and you get tempted into a war. Kind of unusual, but I'm eager to see how that's going to work out. Oh, and it looks like the people who are living underground are already trying to take some cities nearby as well. People apparently really do not respect that this is my swamp island, and I am not going to share. The good news is, though, as a hermit kingdom, we get a lot of grievances whenever someone settles next to me, which is pretty much all I ever need in order to just go to war. So, yeah, we'll just go ahead and ambush this guy, take out a whole bunch of his units, and then see what I can take from him. Oh, it's been a while since I've had a chance to jump into some proper combat. This feels pretty good, to be honest. Let's not forget, by the way, that as I attack, I start building up these Rising Fury stacks. So if I can survive for about 5 rounds into a game, I should start doing a lot of extra damage, and inflicting diseases can be a very fun little trick. There we go, we have Fury of the Mire Crocodile on this guy now, so yeah, that's extra damage every hit. Okay, I've decided I really like these goats, for a few reasons. First off, if you've got enough casting points to summon these primal crocodiles, these things are surprisingly strong, and you can summon them to do a lot of flanking damage. Also, these goats with their ability to just, like, eat the terrain around them to heal up, this is great! And I didn't really expect to have to go underground and go fight people down here, but if that's what they're gonna make me do, so be it. Fortunately, goats are infamous for eating literally anything, so yeah, they're all the way on the other side of the map, and it's gonna take a while for them to reach me. I'll just eat all these mushrooms, and then my army's at full health. Anyway, that should be enough to finish off pretty much all of their army, and then all I have to do is make a push on the capital, and we've got this player down for the count. Time to move on to our Tier 2 tomes. There should actually be something new for us here. There it is. The Tome of Fey Mists, a nature and astral joint tome. We can summon mistlings and all sorts of Fey blessings for our units. And actually, something that could be kind of fun here, the ability to actually place down mist clouds and blind units, but then if we also give ourselves the Fey-touched minor race transformation, we are not blind, but they are. Ooh, that could be kind of fun. Goodbye, Taena Greyblood, you annoying little Beastmaster, you. Here's a bounty. We haven't seen these actually yet, but there we go. Capture Petal Grove, which appears to be Serena's capital. I mean, yeah, this is something I would like to do. So within 20 turns, if we can capture the city, we get 317 gold. That's not a lot of gold, so I'd argue it's probably not worth it from that perspective. But I am supposed to deal with these other 2 players somehow. Oh, Serena's declaring war on me. Great. I like that she literally looks like some sort of a pixie with, like, Fey people who are riding on elk. That's actually kind of cool. Also, is every single faction in this particular game, with the exception of Agathor the Banished, are they all primal cultures? Because they certainly seem like they are. I've definitely been converting everything into swampland, by the way. I've just been watching the forests gradually disappear in just favor of a giant swamp. Oh no, it's like I'm creating the Low Countries. I'm a Dutch Goatman. Well, let's go ahead and start the siege over here of Petal Grove. Not totally sure why she decided to declare war on me if she's not actually going to have any real defenses here. It's just 6 units and some walls, but who knows? The AI has surprised me in the past. Maybe they'll do so again. Oh, there's your capital. Okay, I actually thought maybe this was the capital. I am wrong. Just has a surprisingly high population, but no. The Verdant Grove. That's where we need to go. So let's go ahead and begin this big fight. You've got a couple of heroes here. Now, see, because I know that this character has 3 heroes in the army, that should mean that they have a greatly reduced morale, right? So you'd think that shattering this army wouldn't be that hard. Also, why is your hero level 12? I couldn't get above level 5. And that pretty easily takes out this city. Not much of a threat, really. So that's 1 city at least taken care of here. Now, I wish I could turn this entire island into a swamp as well. That would make me feel pretty good. And let's make sure we actually transform all of my goatmen to be better attuned to all animals. We've summoned enough of the dang things that the odds of us being adjacent to an animal are pretty good. We summon a bunch, we have spells that create a bunch. It's just a smart thing to do. What I really want to do is make them Fey-touched and start playing around with mists, but I need a lot more of my mana for that to work. And that should be the end of the little pixie girl. Bye, Serena! So now all I should really have to do is start building up some relations with Nimue, or however you're supposed to say her name. She looks a little bit different than I remember, by the way. Did she always have branches growing out of her? Little butterflies or moths flying around? I don't think so. This seems to be a new thing. You should get that checked out. And let's not forget that as I am looting all of these heroes, we should be going through our arsenal, disenchanting a lot of items I no longer need, and consider crafting some custom gear. We saw that in a previous video, so that shouldn't be new to you guys. Though what will be new to you guys is the addition of, where's it, Dragon Claws as a new type of weapon for the very stylish dragon. So, how fast can I start building this up? Any other treaties or pacts you want to do? Open borders, blah, 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 stuff like that. That could be good. Maybe in about 8 turns. Okay. Now, one thing I don't know, I believe that on this map, this is the primary method of winning this quest, yes. But what do they mean by Pantheon quests? Now, that's something we have to look at the end of this video, because I do believe that the Pantheon itself has been reworked a fair bit, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that's like. Other than that, though, I think we can safely assume I still need to win the game the old-fashioned way. Also, did they change the way that magic victories work at some point? Because it used to be, right, that you would set up some, I remember exactly what they were called, some special pillars of different elements, right, within your nation, and then you'd have to defend them. Now it looks like we need to bind gold ancient wonders to ourselves. Well, that's interesting. Then get a tier 5 tome, Age of Nature, launch that, and then defend the ancient wonders. Huh. Well, speaking of tier 3 tomes, guess we might as well go ahead and choose ours. Not going to go for a dragon build this time. Let's go for more nature, more blight, more poison. And I am very curious what's going to happen once we make all of our goats Fey-touched. What does this do? Does it make them like the cool Fey or like the little fairy Feys? Doesn't seem like it actually did anything aesthetically to them at all. No, I take it back. Their eyes are now glowing with mist. Ah, well, at least we know where that now comes from. Okay. Now, I think if I take a look here somewhere, hang on. Ah, here it is. Okay, so here's a new thing, right? If you kind of feel attached to a particular race that you built up and you don't like the way they look with some of their new spells, no problem. You can actually just turn this off. There's like a visibility option for the various different spells. That's kind of nice, honestly. I admit there were at least a few of the spells where I'm like, the rule of cool says I shouldn't cast this because it looks dumb. But no, this is now a new thing, so you don't have to worry about it. Knowing that there's going to be a change in how the magic victory works, I'm actually trying to find any of these golden wonders that we can use. I see one right here, right? There's the Golden Gate, so this would be one of them. So if we can control this and a second one somewhere, we'd be in good shape. I guess that would be Mother Ash, which are hopefully soon-to-be ally controls. What about down over here? Tree of the Fae. That would be another one. Yeah. Huh. So, in order to go for a magic victory, you kind of need to go for a semi-expansion victory as well, it seems. That's very interesting. And it looks like we should be able to do an alliance. She wants a little gold. That's just petty, but sure, why not? So there we go. The primal dispute has been resolved. You look a lot shorter than I remember. And, wait, did that actually win the game? Oh, it did! Oh, okay. That's interesting, because I'm so not accustomed to having maps where I don't have to go on mass conquest spree. This one actually having a unique objective. It's kind of cool, actually. Though I feel like if I was playing as a good character who could go very hard on diplomacy, it'd be pretty easy to win that. And actually, that was a pretty fast victory, now that I think about it. We didn't even get to Tome 4. So I didn't even get to see some of the new stuff. Okay, hang on. We'll show that off in a second. Here's something that is new. When your characters finish with their game, they have the chance of joining your Pantheon. And now they can select an Ascension trait. Our options are Hunter, Mistborn, Root Warden, and Seer. And each of these are some special abilities that will follow the hero if they ever join other games. Like Root Warden, for example, looks kind of cool, right? At the end of this unit's turn, roots assail adjacent enemies and have a chance of inflicting bleeding and immobilized. At the end of every turn? That's really, really good. Clinging Mist can blind enemies for up to, it looks like 60% accuracy. Wow. Seer is, actually, I was going to say not that great, but no, it's actually phenomenal. 2 range on all abilities? Okay. And then Hunter, you get a warg that inflicts bleeding, and you get extra damage per stack of bleed. Wow. Wow. I'm going to go for Root Warden because I think it makes thematic sense here, but alright, that is new. Additionally, it looks like there are a few new rewards introduced into the game, including a whole bunch of new mounts. Warhound, Stag, Panther, Zebra, that's cool. Druidic Terraformers, this looks like a new cultural trait. You get some extra resources if the city's core is in a different type of terrain. Okay. And then terraforming spells are cheaper. That could be kind of good. We also have Merciless Slavers. Routing units are captured if your side is victorious. Starting bonus, War Slaves. Oh, good. Raising suddenly becomes good. And then we have Relentless Crusaders. Gain Imperium for every player unit killed and get more reward if they're evil. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. yeah, all of this looks pretty sweet. I'm going to go ahead and grab at least a couple of these new traits, and I'll have to play another game to get to Relentless Crusaders. Now, jumping back to my save file real quick, I did want to show off the new tome. It is a tier 4 tome called the Tome of the Stormborn. There it is, another nature and mystical hybrid tome. This one is all about the sea, right? You've got Bounty of the Sea, so coastal provinces are extra good. Alter terrain to swamp if it was land, okay. Lightning storm, all units are wet and then susceptible to lightning. Sure, storm ports, special buildings that give mana as well as some gold. Stormbringer as a unit, and then probably the most exciting part, Naga form, a major race transformation that turns all of your people into Naga. So they're kind of like mergoats. That would be amazing. You get a lot of benefits for being a Naga, it would appear. Fast movement, amphibious, slip away, immune to electrified. But you do lose the ability to ride anything, and you lose all of your mount and leg equipment slots, which makes perfect sense. Honestly, I'm shocked we won fast enough that I didn't even get to that point. Very cool map, though. I'd like to see more of those added into the game. Specialized objectives, you know? That could be pretty fun. Anyway, once again, a big thank you to Paradox for getting me early access to the new DLC. The new culture's looking pretty sweet with a lot of customization, and the gears are already turning in my mind what kind of fun builds I'll be able to make with these in the future. Of course, if you guys want to learn more about this DLC, you can find a link in the description down below. Otherwise, I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.